Welcome back to another episode of Midnight Mayhem. Today we're going to be talking about Terrifier 2.
Hi, I'm Bobby and I love horror.
I'm Leo, I love movies.
And I'm Raymond, the other guy.
So if I sound extra loud, it's because apparently I don't talk loud enough. So let's do it, guys. Let's get it.
Yeah, apparently we're not loud enough. We finding out this,
shit.
11 episodes in that we're not loud enough. So thank you for letting us know.
So, yeah.
As I'm editing the videos, I'm like, you know what?
You're like, am I getting old or do they just not talk loud enough? You're like, huh? Anyway, what are we talking about today?
We're talking about Terrifier 2, the sequel to the first Terrifier. Are the clowns back?
Yes, sir.
And creepier than ever, I would say.
Sure, but it's
Yeah.
also more confusing than ever as well.
Yeah.
So right off the bat, I guess we should just jump into would we recommend this? Because if you guys want to check out the movie yourselves, we'll let you know how we personally thought about it. Leo?
I recommend it.
No.
Come on.
I enjoy it. I don't recommend it.
I enjoyed it.
I was listening to other people talk about this movie. They're like, yeah, people were throwing up in the audiences. People were fainting. I was like, yeah, I can see that.
They're weak. They're weak and their bloodline will suffer.
No, I mean it's not a good
Who would you recommend it to? I can't see
people
like, my
that enjoy
brother.
gore in movies.
Yeah, but like,
There's better
who
gore
would
in
you
movies.
recommend it to besides us?
I mean, I don't know.
You're not going to be like, Grandma, check this out. Like,
Yeah,
you know,
no. In fact, I was talking with my girlfriend. I was like, I gotta watch this movie, and I
need you to leave the
No,
room.
no. And I was like, no. And I was like, oh, I really like. We can watch it together, but I just don't want you to see this.
I literally, because I knew some of the stuff was more extreme than the first movie.
Yeah.
And my wife and the baby were out of the room, and I was like, hey, like, just let me know if you're going to come inside.
Yeah, please.
Because I got to shut this off. Like,
this was the first time we all have not seen a movie.
Right. Yeah.
So that's why we were gonna originally watch it together, but then we're adults, so we're too damn busy.
Yeah.
so that didn't work
yeah.
out.
Exactly.
So then we all had to watch it individually, and I watched it in here alone
Yesterday,
at night.
right?
Yeah.
In the heat.
you watched it yesterday, and we watched it like 2 hours before we were supposed to get here.
So there you have it. We one recommendation, two don't. I think if you can handle your gore, go for it. But like,
It has some.
it's so depraved. It's so much depravity. Like, my
Okay.
goodness.
All right. Maybe like I would say recommend it because like there was a lot of scenes where I was like, these are some good effects, but there were.
Effects were great. Yeah.
But there are some scenes where I'm like, these
They're
are not
not
good
good.
effects.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know if you guys noticed.
Those ones
the
stuck out to me
end- the
more.
end, right?
No, more than
no,
that.
more than that.
Okay, we'll get into it. So everything on here is spoilers. So if you've been warned, if you want to check it out, check it out. But again,
we're not gonna go beat by beat
We're
with the
not.
story.
But we're gonna just start spoiling. So-
Yeah.
Quick shout out to Tubi. We're not sponsored, but like, damn, do they got a selection on there? If you want to watch something for free, like you don't mind commercials, just look it up on Tubi.
To be
Yes.
plex.
and the audio will be correct, unlike YouTube sometimes.
Yeah.
Oh my god, I know.
All right. So
I put my TV at a steady 15, and I was like, this is good.
do you guys want to start with the worst or best parts of the movie? Start with the worst and then end strong with the goods.
Let's start with the best. Let's
Best?
start with the best.
I was laughing through like the first half
I
of
was
this movie.
cracking
Oh
up.
my gosh.
I was
When
cracking
he went
up.
to the laundromat.
No. I'm talking about like the very beginning.
Me too.
No. When he like cut up the doctors, the morgue dude from the morgue. When he took his eye off.
Oh,
You tried it on.
He
he's
just
like,
put your eye on.
Yeah.
That was funny. No, but the laundry scene was hilarious too.
Yeah, we had that gross poopy scene for like a second. But,
Okay, yeah,
but
that
no,
was-
that's what happened.
I know, but it's.
But like immediately after, it was just like he's over there like, I gotta be clean. like,
I know. He's like, I gotta
know-
make sure I dirty my soup, but it's gotta be clean
before I go to my next kill, like I gotta.
yeah, before I disembowel people from the neck down, I
Yeah.
gotta make sure I'm squeaky.
I gotta
clean.
be presentable, right? Like,
Yeah, what the hell?
And then the dream sequence. This is the first time I don't complain about a dream sequence. in a
Okay, yeah,
horror.
I did not like the dream.
I didn't like any of the
I
dream
thought that
sequences.
shit was hilarious.
I liked the ending. The ending was wild, like the ending of that, but it just lingered for too long.
I agree with it. Lingering too
I
long.
hated
but
the
I was
song.
cracking up throughout the whole thing. I was,
You hated the song?
I hated the song.
I have it on my Spotify
I
playlist.
hated it. So what was it again? Clown Cafe.
Clown
Clown
Cafe,
Cafe.
I hated it.
yeah.
But I gotta that the good things about that dream scene was the ending scene where he just shoots everybody up. I was like, God.
I guess we don't have to really explain the scene, but like for context, main character has a dream sequence. They're having like
That lasted for like 20 minutes.
It felt
was
super
tw-
long.
Was it? It was like
it
5,
felt
7.
long.
No,
felt long.
it felt super
I
long.
watched this at like 3 a.m. So
It felt super
oh no,
long.
1 a.m. then what happened? Basically, dream sequence. Artie the Clown is like
It's
worship.
like a it's
He's
like a
worship there.
it's like a kids show. They make it seem like Barney, you know, like or Pee Wee's Playhouse. Everybody's singing, dancing, you know, like.
I'll bring the mic closer in case I'm too low.
In case you're getting another complaint about your audio issues.
After
Let me give us some background real quick. So this movie takes place 1 year after the previous film. So
no,
this is
no.
Yeah,
It takes place right after.
It does.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. It's
Because the
confusing as hell.
laundry scene.
Oh
and then
yeah,
after
you're
that,
right.
time
Yeah,
skip.
you're right. No, it's
Right?
hold on. I didn't think
Because the
about this in
laundry
the
scene was
first movie.
immediately after surgeon died.
Yeah.
Or mortuary.
Right.
Coroner. After he dies.
All right, so I
laundry
guess there was
scene,
a time skip.
and then time skip 1 year.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Okay, that's what happens.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
But
alright, that makes sense.
the first movie starts with the interview. This
Mhm.
movie takes place like right after that.
Mhm.
That makes sense?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Makes
follow
perfect
me?
sense.
Oh, you're looking at me like you're lost. I'm like,
Nah, it makes perfect
I was
sense.
like, how do I explain this like you're 5?
Then we get introduced to a family of 3: a mom, a sister, and a brother. Though I don't even know their names. I didn't even.
So we have
Jonathan, was it the kid?
Sienna.
Jonathan, yeah, you're right.
We have Sienna,
Sienna
the
was
main
the main
girl.
girl.
We have Jonathan, the boy. It's not even listed on IMDb right here. And then
the mom. Just the mom.
Just the mom?
Just-
Just the mom, right? This is,
the
I was like,
mom, yeah.
I don't remember her name ever being spoken.
Just the mom.
We'll just call her mom.
The mom.
Yeah. Sure.
And throughout the movie, the kid has an obsession with serial killers.
That they do nothing with.
They do nothing
they
with
do
it.
They shared up
nothing
just to bring
He's
up
just
Art the Clown.
and there was this one scene where I'm like, they're not gonna just pretend like that is not important. When she's all like,
I
have
thought
you
they
seen
were
what
so
he's
much of that.
into? Like he was talking about Nazis and the Holocaust. I'm like, and then the mom's like, it's so well, don't worry, it's just a face.
Yeah,
I'm like,
all
that's just a
kids do
face. I was
All
like,
kids
that's
do that.
just a
Like,
face.
He's in middle school now. Like everyone does
Yeah,
that.
the kid's like 13, and that's just whatever. Then whatever.
Well, I
And-
mean, you weren't into Nazis when you were 13?
No.
No,
No,
not
me
at all,
neither.
man. It's getting hot in here.
Yeah, it's summer, right?
So
But-
Drew, you're giving context, so go ahead.
Yeah, so that's pretty much it. So the movie takes place a year after. So this kid is like, oh, like I want to dress up as this guy who like murdered like all these people last year, and they
Yeah.
were like, that's kind of weird. Don't do that. And he's like,
I'm
I'm
obsessed with
gonna.
it. Yeah, I'm gonna.
yeah. And then it was weird because the way that the brother was and the way the sister was, I was like, oh, like they seem like they would get along better
Yeah.
because they have like similar interests. And she was like,
Mhm.
I don't like him. I don't want him near me. And then later they were like, hey, can you help me with my costume? She's like, all right, whatever.
I thought she was gonna be a cosplayer.
So did I.
So did I, yeah.
And I was
She
actually
was-
thinking like, oh, that'd be an interesting movie if like people like if there was a movie that based around cosplayers.
More
In fact,
relatable to modern
I thought
times.
she was gonna like cosplay Wonder Woman at one point. And I was like, is she gonna cosplay Wonder Woman?
Oh,
I was
yeah,
like,
yeah.
no way. This is
They couldn't afford
this
the budget.
movie. Yeah, this movie
Not
has
with
no
that
budget. So yeah.
Which
But,
I thought I thought the movie had a bigger budget, but I guess it didn't. It says right here,
What is it?
What was-
30K again?
what was it last time?
30K.
30K?
It was like nothing.
Yeah, it's like quadruple that.
It's said 90.
25, 250,000.
Oh, okay.
Well, yeah,
That's
no,
still a
it's,
really
it's
low
still
budget.
you
Yeah,
know,
that's what I'm
it's
saying.
it's low budget, but
Like,
it's
they
still
had more to work
you
with.
noticed it a little bit more.
I mean, like for all the practical effects they did with
Yeah.
that budget, like that's pretty good.
No, and the lady playing the guitar when she catches on fire.
Yeah,
I know.
was like,
That's why I
a-
love the dream sequence so
Yeah.
much.
That was a
I
good fire sequence.
That was a good
laughing
fire
through the whole
sequence.
but okay, so she has a dream. They're worshiping the clown. It was almost like a Freddy Krueger like alternate dimension. Was I the only one who felt like that?
I
felt
got that
like
vibe.
yeah.
I was like, because we don't know what art is at this point. We still
No.
don't know.
And I hate that.
Yeah.
Because part of me is like, I was like, I think the movies would be better if he was just some dude.
as opposed to like some, he's obviously a demon. That's what
Something
he
like
is.
that, right?
Something
He's
like,
a demon.
so, like, what was the point of introducing that little girl? Like, oh, if he was crazy and he's just like playing patty cake by himself?
Yeah,
I
so
was like, oh, he's some crazy dude. Like, no, but
Yeah.
he's a demon, and I guess she's
Oh, yeah,
a demon too.
At the end of the last movie, he shot
Yeah,
himself in
'cause
the
I was
mouth,
like-
so,
Yeah,
he's
that's what I'm saying. Like, if he
definitely
was
supernatural.
just a dude, right? Like, let's say he didn't shoot himself. Like, there was some other stuff that
I
happened.
have a lot of hypotheses.
it's weird. It's
hypotheses?
weird
Hypotheses?
because it's like
Uh,
he sees her, and I was like, okay, he's the only one that sees her.
He's not the only one though.
But
later
then like
on.
the kid sees
Yeah,
her,
exactly.
and then like the other kid don't see him, and then the little girl, the girl sees him.
And then at
sometimes.
the party, like the what's her name, Sienna sees him, but
Yeah,
nobody else
I'm
sees
like,
him.
okay,
Yeah.
so who gets to see her, and you know what I mean?
So right off the bat, did you guys kind of? I got this vibe, a Dark Vader vibe, that he was gonna end up being their dad.
I thought so too.
No,
No, I was
thought so
like,
too.
because
because nothing in this movie that's set up pays off.
yeah, no, I know.
So that's
It's
why I was
literally-
like, when they were like, oh, like,
Yeah.
Let me one quick criticism.
sword.
You know what I hate so much in
What?
the movie? I don't know why it
We're not
bothers me so
talking
much.
about that yet.
Do
but
it, do
okay.
Is they were saying like how they were always like, oh, like daddy,
Oh yeah.
and like it would. I think it would have made sense for the girl Sienna, but it didn't make sense for Jonathan because he's like in middle school and
like,
he's into
"Daddy
serial
drew
killers.
this."
Well,
It's like-
he said mommy a lot.
Yeah, that was another like right. It's like
yeah, I know. It's just
that's
weird.
not
I
that.
don't know.
Yeah, like,
Is that weird?
Like, do you,
it's not about equality.
don't
It's
think- yeah.
about how
well,
weird
wait,
it was.
well, no, that's not what. But you go to your mom, like, hey, mommy, like,
Mommy, can I have more
I'll try
cereal?
it.
try.
I miss daddy. Like when is daddy coming home? Yeah, over yonder.
I think I only called my mom mother and mother and mom.
Yeah, exactly. So it's like I
It
don't
just
know,
threw
it's
me
just-
off. Like,
yeah, it's just
like,
one
I think-
nitpick.
It caught me off guard the first time.
It
but
would
I
have
was like, oh, that's
sounded
what he calls her.
more organic to me if he's like mom or dad,
yeah.
right? Like he's like, oh, like dad drew this, but he was like, daddy drew these.
Yeah.
Oh, on a step up dialogue. Do you guys enjoy the dialogue more than the
No.
previous?
No, the dialogue was even worse.
Because I liked the cheesiness of the previous dialogue, but I was like, oh, the acting is definitely better in this movie. that's a plus.
By a little bit.
A little
By
bit.
a
It's not
little
that
bit.
bad.
The kid's acting is
I didn't
dog
like
shit.
I didn't like Jonathan's acting.
the
Uh,
mom's acting.
I did
was,
enjoy his screams.
Yeah.
When he screamed, I felt that. Like I felt like he was actually like in danger, in
pain,
pain.
Yeah. Because he probably whipped him for real.
Yeah. We don't have the budget for this kid. Just
Yeah.
take one for the team.
Sierra, right?
Sienna.
Sienna.
Yeah.
Her. I thought she acted very well. Like throughout the even during the psych, like her like.
Well, I mean, if they're gonna have one good
Purple.
actress or
I mean, have it
actor,
your lead.
have it be the lead, right?
Yeah, but it was I thought she nailed it because she had that panic attack later in the movie where
Yeah.
I'm dumb. I don't know drugs because I don't mess with that stuff. But I was like, what the hell's Molly?
Yeah, because we tried.
I was gonna.
Yeah,
Google-
we were doing it
Because
just
we-
before we
I thought
started
maybe,
recording.
Like, no, like I was.
Molly.
I kept telling myself I would look it up before we started, and I forgot
Yeah.
until right now.
I'll look it up for you.
Molly
What
is
is
a
Molly?
drug. It's like I don't know. It's supposed to like enhance your.
So
your...
Molly is a name for little girls.
Oh my god. It's a
It's
drug that
methamphetamine.
enhances.
I think it's methamphetamine.
It's meth.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's I guess
Don't
it's
do
a sort
that.
of meth.
But then, yeah, her friend drugs her later in the movie.
it enhances your what's that
She said, "I'll give you."
Dopamine.
dopamine. It enhances your dopamine. So like everything you feel, like if I just go like this, you go like, oh, that felt
Like,
so
oh,
good.
this
yeah.
couch. Like, oh, like. You
I
know the
naturally
scene
feel
I'm-
that way when you touch me.
You know the scene I'm thinking of with Family
I
Guy.
have to test you, dude. What'd
The
you
Family
say?
Guy. The scene I'm thinking of is like, oh, this couch.
It's exactly
Yeah,
yeah.
that's
Okay.
exactly what that is.
All right, no, that just popped in my mind right now. I was like, I gotta, should probably ask him. I feel like
Yeah.
I'm
But I feel like
Shelter.
nothing in this movie was set up properly.
the sword.
No,
No.
no. If anything in that movie,
Nothing in this movie was set up properly. I think the best thing about this movie was the showcase of Art the Clown.
More
So-
art.
So
was,
David
like, the
Howard
best part of it.
Thornton, I feel like if we had just followed him throughout the story,
yeah.
it would have been more cohesive as a story. But the only thing I really got was like, hey, it's Halloween. We're gonna go to a party later, right?
Yeah.
That was the full setup.
Yeah.
And
there's-
then later
there's no
they were like,
story.
hey, Art the Clown killed this little girl at a circus,
And her
and for
ghost
whatever
keeps
reason is we need to
appearing.
go over there.
Keep going.
That's it. That's
Yeah, that's all
keep
sorry.
going with what?
No, because like
That's-
look,
those are
'cause
the both
the
setups in
whole
the movie.
yeah, like the whole movie is just like the boy being obsessed with the clown, then
Yeah,
just trying to
then
find
they-
yeah,
That, they
didn't
just
go
shut off,
anywhere.
like, super
the girl
quick.
being terrified of the clown.
Terrified too.
Yeah,
Yeah.
fine, it's
I
fair.
like that line or the line.
But,
the
like-
text message. I was like, "Go meet me at the Terrifier." I was like,
I was
title
watching.
card.
I was watching it right because he was just like, "Where are you?" And it was like the Terrifier, and I was like, "They could have phrased that better." He's like, "Oh, I'm by the House of Mirrors and Terrifier too." You're like,
No, but
that's why I'm not a writer.
That was good. I like that.
but and I mean, there's no plot until like then they bring like this sword that the sister has in her room that I guess belonged to her father.
Her father gave her like basically like a dagger sword. Right?
Yeah,
it's
and-
not even
and-
like a full sword. It's like
yeah,
a short sword. Or,
and while she's having that dream sequence, the sword catches on fire
That-
in her room.
Was it
Yeah.
the sword or do the candles that she
The-
has there light up?
Yeah,
candles lit up,
I don't
and then
know.
apparently the sword's like fire
Fine.
resistant.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because it's
And-
magic.
yeah.
'Cause why wouldn't it be?
And
Because-
then like yeah,
My two theories were like the dad's either like a fallen angel or like an archangel, because like that sword was giving me
you're
biblical
thinking way
vibes.
too hard on this.
No, I grew up in religious school, man.
I
I saw
guess.
the symbolism. And then the angel wings, obviously. But
Oh yeah.
yeah, and then the fact, spoiler, she just revives herself at the end. Like he stabbed her.
That's a whole
and then
nother- that's
the
a whole
fucking
nother
sword
thing.
glows, and then she's like, oh, she heals.
Are we talking about things that we hate about the movie yet or no?
yeah,
Go for it,
You've
go
been going
for
for a
it.
while.
Because
about
okay,
that.
no, hold on. So no, okay, no. What I like about the movie was like the gore. The gore was like insane.
Good.
There were some gore scenes that I'm like, okay, that looks a little whatever. No, but my
None of them
favorite
bugged me, really.
my favorite kill scene was the one with like the
awful one?
well, they were all awful, but the clerk when he kills the guy at the store.
What about it?
I don't think that was my favorite kill scene, but I did like the payoff for it.
That was my favorite scene because like if you notice like when he's cutting off his neck, like you see him like his face is twitching.
Oh,
Except for the
okay,
eye
yes.
that's like clearly a prosthetic.
Doesn't matter. Like it's like
I mind
even when he pulls the head off, his face and like it's still twitching. I'm like, that's really good. That's really it's like they don't show it like, oh, it's just a prosthetic head. It's just a rubber head. Like no, like they put a lot of detail into this. You know.
I like the payoff of that because pretty much he pulled like the scene from The Punisher, where the guy he's like trying to convince him to buy something and he's like goes over to the door and he just closes it.
Yeah.
And, like Art basically does that and he goes to like kill the guy or whatever.
Yeah.
And then
that's-
after
that
he's done
scene
killing
killed
him,
me.
he's standing next to a bunch of like animatronic clowns and he's just holding the guy's head. And a mom and a son go over there like, oh shoot, like they're clothes, and the kid sees like, oh, like I like this these decorations. Like, I like that.
No, but
That's
I
good.
laughed the most where she's like paying for the stuff and she looks back and he's like
just wearing
looking at
different sunglasses,
he's
yeah.
looking at the glasses and then she looks back again and he's just like sunglasses just like chilling.
Yeah, first
I
it was the sunflowers, right? And he's just
Yeah.
like chilling, and then it's like hand glasses. He's
Yeah,
just,
and then he
like,
goes back. He's just like,
it's pretty like visually funny. Like it reminded me of something you
Yeah.
see on like Naked Gun.
It was hilarious. All his like visual bits were hilarious.
Yeah.
It's like they're so. I was verbally just laughing loudly in here.
but here's the thing. So in the first movie, you know the money shot kill scene. All right, that one is like, the worst one. You're like, okay, yeah,
And
that one
know
takes
the,
the
I
cake.
know the
This one has
scene.
one, too.
I know the scene that they tried to like. Oh, we got to one up that scene,
yeah.
and it felt.
We literally
weird.
saw the interview where the director was like, I want to up it, you know?
Which one was it? Because for me,
Which one do you think it was?
Who you mean which one it was?
Oh, okay,
Which
I
one do you
guess
think it
it
was?
It was a scalping one.
Yeah.
Okay, I guess. I mean,
That-
Like I said, it didn't hit the same
no.
because it was just a one-on-one. There wasn't like, hey, this is your friend. Watch this.
it was fine.
mean.
It was fine because like I love how like
I mean, everything. I feel like almost
it
everything
was
he does is
extra mean
mean-spirited.
though, dude. That was like
yeah.
that wouldn't end. It was just like
It's just
oh,
after she was there, she's like, let's put some salt on
Bleach
the
and
wound.
salt,
yeah,
yeah.
I was like, this is pretty, I don't know,
and,
funny.
and FYI,
Like,
there's gonna be no clips in this video because
that's what you think.
oh yeah,
I don't know.
You're in charge.
It's in strike
We'll put it behind a paywall.
guidelines. There's so many scenes that you just can't watch in this. But I mean, it's depravity at its finest. So I mean,
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
literally
like-
yeah.
I'll give it that.
It's literally for the gore fans. Like it's like if you want to watch like a gory movie
And
that
don't
it's,
care
like-
about a story?
and don't care about a story, you
Mhm.
just want to watch like gory scenes and just like a movie, then this is the movie.
A movie that goes for it. I'll get that. Yeah.
Yeah, and like what goes for it, like, and then I'm like, okay, like what can they do to up this one? Because this one, yeah, it upped the first one, like
A little.
not a little bit,
Yeah.
not by a lot, but like there was a
felt
lot. There was a
longer.
lot. It was longer. There was a lot more scenes. There were a lot more creative gore scenes for sure. But it's
Hey,
like
let me ask this: was there a point to this movie?
Set up the third one. That's what
That's the whole thing?
I legit feel like that's what it was for.
well,
Sorry,
I
didn't
mean,
to spit.
obviously, like it's a super famous
Because the third one's been
character
announced,
now.
right?
It's been announced, yeah.
Yeah, it seems like it was all set up.
So
And
this
yeah.
And
movie,
it felt like a good half an hour if it could have
this
been
is
cut.
the across the Spider-Verse of the Terrifier franchise.
Yeah, basically.
Just all set
Okay.
up.
So is that everything we liked?
You guys
see.
had things you liked?
All right,
Yeah,
so
I'm trying to
I
think
just
of anything else.
David Howard Thornton, the guy who played Art the Clown,
Yeah.
just fantastic character acting.
of course,
Like right
always.
off the beginning when he's walking through the alleyway with a bag or whatever,
Yeah.
he's covered in blood. I was like, this is a fantastic costume. Like if you want
Yeah.
to just freak people out and you don't really want to say a lot that night,
Yeah.
Art the Clown,
The
perfect costume.
Saw
cinematography
that.
also like
CreepCon, I
It's
saw
better.
I saw one dressed, and
Yeah.
I was like, now that after
yeah,
watching
the
both
Art
of
the
them, I was like, damn, I kind of wish I had gotten his autograph when I was there. Maybe I'll get another chance someday.
it's just some random anyway.
Yeah, is that
Yeah.
like, a picture?
No,
cool.
no, I'm talking about the actual actor because he was there.
Oh, the
Oh,
actual
okay.
act. Okay.
Yeah.
The cinematography
I thought
was
you just saw some guy dressed up.
No,
as,
better
like,
than-
why need your autograph?
While he left, the actor left. The guy who was dressed like Art the Clown was sitting in his spot. Just like, come on, dude.
What if it was just him and he just
That would
went,
have been great.
he went for 4 hours of makeup just to come back and be like, hey, I'm just gonna sit here and not talk.
I should have. I'm pretty sure I have video footage of this.
you probably do.
Yeah. Oh yeah. We'll talk about that later. All
You
right.
probably do.
Worst parts, go.
Everything else.
The story, the setup that they try to do with the sword and the magic and the dad and the
story better or worse than
the
first?
lore that they try to set up is just like I'm not into.
I'm gonna
it.
say better, but only because there's actually some
That's
resemblance
exactly
of a
how
story.
I was like,
Because like I feel like
man.
so like
It's
here's the mom character,
there's actually a story.
right? Like, okay, I'm not a writer. I feel like a couple rewrites to this movie would have made it a lot better.
Mm-hmm.
Like if they made the mom more sympathetic, like, hey, like I lost my husband too. That's why I'm snapping at you guys.
Oh yeah, she was just kind of mean.
She was
for
just
no
mean
reason.
for no reason.
To everybody.
Everyone.
Yeah, to everybody.
And then she has like just vague job number one.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
like what was she? Like a voice?
I don't know.
Oh, dude.
She was just talking to people. We're like, oh, like we don't cover that for the policy, like the
Dude.
most generic lines ever for a job. And then like later in the movie, she's like, oh no, yeah, like you would need to send me your policy number or whatever. And it's like, I don't know what she's doing.
The scene that made me laugh the most, just like I was just cracking up. It wasn't even supposed to be funny. It was like when the mom was talking to Sienna when the room burned down, and she's like, "You left your candles on, yeah." And the kid comes downstairs. He's all like, "Go back upstairs. You gotta go to school." He's like, "I still gotta go to school."
I laughed too.
He's like, "I still gotta go to school."
Like, didn't we almost die?
But anyway, yeah, go ahead. like-
No, I feel like a lot of the interactions between the son and the mother were pretty funny. Like
Yeah.
like where he's like when he calls her a bitch. Like,
See, that's the thing, right?
Just and the
So he's-
little slap that you can tell, like the director was like, "All right, you gotta slap him,
But don't tell him.
But don't, no. It's like you gotta slap him, but don't go too hard. But make sure it's loud enough so the camera can pick it up, and you can hear like, yeah, she slapped him, but it's like more like that, and then they just added like a slap sound behind it. I'm like, okay, well, I guess you know.
Well, that's
like,
the thing, right? So he drops the B bomb on his mom, but he's still saying stuff like daddy and mommy.
Yeah, he's
Yeah.
How old is he supposed to be?
12.
Because this kid was like
He's 12.
strangely stretched out.
Yeah, well, he's into Nazis in the Holocaust, so
So you gotta
he's allowed
expect.
to have poor decisions. Apparently.
Yeah.
so-
The no, he's 12 because they name it at some point in the movie.
he's 12. He looks like he's 14.
No,
Yeah, I was thinking he was like almost done with middle school.
Yeah.
I'll see if I can. If I have a clip, I'll find the clip and tell you.
Whatever.
Blah.
I remember. Okay, so back to
Rhetoric,
It doesn't
guys.
matter.
back to the plot points of like being a writer, right? One of my professors in college, I remember him telling me that in order to like just make a decent story of like anything, the first thing that you got to come up with is the ending. Doesn't matter what you want to make it about. If you can come up with the ending first, that's your whatever ending, right? Just
Yeah.
make an ending and then start your story and then kind of like build your story around and make it work until the ending. And then he's like, that's a decent story. Like whatever it can be, you know?
Sure, but I think that the first thing you need to write a story is compelling characters.
Oh, they have one main compelling character, you know?
Who?
But of course, Art the Clown. He's like the
He's a
best.
compelling character.
Of course, he's a compelling.
I don't know what he
character.
was doing the whole movie.
He was just killing people.
He's just
Yeah,
killing
but
people.
why?
That's what he
Like, what's
does.
his goal? Like, what is it? Like, why? Like,
just does
okay,
it.
I
That's what
love
he-
I love mindless score as much as the next
I was
guy.
gonna say, come on.
I love mindless score as much as the next guy, but like, if you're gonna throw in like story beats, make them make sense.
Sure, yeah.
I think that's the whole point of him is that he doesn't need to make sense. He's just like
Is the killer clown?
he's just a killer clown. Literally, that's what all he did in the first movie was just literally see someone, go on and kill him. He goes and kills him,
Yeah.
and then
Yeah.
introduce people,
And
kill him.
It makes
Like,
sense if
all
it's
that
just like a
happened.
deranged guy, but he's apparently a demon and he's supernatural and
So
he
yeah,
can't die.
chaos. Yeah.
So one of the things that I liked but didn't like about the movie obviously was the gore scenes.
Uh-huh.
But some gore scenes that were just like they just dragged on for too long. For example, like when I don't know if it was like the beginning scene with like the morgue or it was like the guy at the Halloween shop, but he beats the hell out of him, stabs him, cuts his neck. Oh no! I think it was the very first guy, the morgue guy.
The morgue guy.
Yeah, he stabs him, beats him, takes his eye out, plays with it, chews it, bites it, and then he like grabs his face, rips it off, grabs his skull, rips it open, grabs his brain. It's like they're just trying to like do as much as they can with like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Which is it's fine,
Yeah, like
but
it's
it's
your
like,
movie. Do what you want to
sure,
do. With it.
yeah, but it's like
100% though. I can see like newer people to horror watching this for the first time would be like, oh my god. And then imagine people who never grew up with like any of the
Yeah.
torture porn type of movies like Saw or Hostel. This
which
is
is
like,
which is fine, but it's just like
I'm imagining how
they're just
intense
going
this
for the shock
is
value.
for them.
I'm like, oh my
Yeah, man.
gosh.
But you
Like,
can,
I'm
like-
not gonna open my nephew up and be like, here.
Like,
When you're 14,
sit
now
down
you
and
can
watch
watch
this.
this.
Yeah.
First.
No.
Well, here's the thing. I feel like this is a goofy gore movie. Like I wouldn't take this gore like like, oh my god, like this hurt. No, I would take like Saw and Hostel. Those are like serious gore movies.
Yeah.
Well, don't you think this was? That's the other thing is that this movie was like playful and then got serious, and then that's
No, it doesn't. I'm saying like it's like the kills in this movie, like they're
realistic. Like
no, they're not realistic.
no,
they're
not this
fun.
movie, but like
They're
Hostel.
gory,
Oh,
but
yeah.
they're not like to be taken serious.
Yeah.
Right, exactly.
Yeah,
It's
they're
like-
like kind of playful, but
Like you'll laugh at some of these kills. You're like, holy shit.
Yeah.
You know, like
Like
But-
they're so gory, they're ridiculous. It's
they're
a
like
spectacle.
yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. Yeah.
Whereas other movies where it's like you're running from the killer or whatever, and you like cuts your Achilles tendon,
Exactly.
and you start falling, you're slowly crawling away, and they're like just taunting you, like dragging a knife, and then they start like slashing at you while you're trying to crawl away.
Exactly.
Like that's like serious, but then he's just like, oh, let me just rip your arm off. 'cause I'm-
Yeah, let me rip your chest out, take your heart out, pour salt in your wound. It's like, okay,
Do you guys want to talk
Well,
about?
you're
Do you guys
still
want to talk
alive.
about that scene?
Which one?
The scene that you guys are talking about right now?
The scalping scene?
scalping
Yeah.
scene.
Yeah.
Yeah, that I told you guys this before, like in earlier episodes. I don't like when things are based on something that actually happened. It always bugs me. That's why I never liked the Chainsaws movie initially.
I had a neighbor who was scalped and murdered by a clown.
No, it's just like even if it's inspired, like even when people reference like Jack the Ripper in anime, like I'm always like, why? Like you don't need to do that.
You know what's funny too?
Just
Like
come up with a different character. It doesn't need
Yeah.
to be someone who's a piece of shit. Like
the only scene that was a little hard to watch in this movie was actually when he just takes out that machine gun and just mauls everybody down. I was like, oh, that I don't know why that's kind of hard. To, like,
I think it's
Oh,
because
I got a
it
problem
was
with that.
it was so surreal because it was like a dream sequence, and then for it to
Yeah.
just take a super dark turn. Because I don't know if you've ever had those nightmares where it's like everything's cool
yeah.
and you're not like super worried about anything, and then suddenly just like, hey, this is what the dream's about now. This is your
Yeah.
sleep paralysis demon. Good luck.
I think
Yeah,
it was
pretty much.
it just reminded me of like the Childish Gambino song. This is America.
A little bit,
It
yeah.
was like just really sudden. I was like, oh, shit.
Sure, yeah.
I didn't really.
Because I guess I'm so used to him like killing people, like
he shot people in the.
yeah, but with a
One
pistol,
time,
one
yeah.
time, not with like a machine gun, takes out like 10, 13 people at a time.
To be
dude.
fair, I think
Like-
it was a Tommy gun, and
It reminded me of the
did
mask.
it better.
Yeah, it reminded me of the mask.
Yeah, okay, whatever.
Just put that scene in with like the scene where he like pulls out the gun and just have Jim Carrey's
Yeah.
audio over
And
it. It's
then-
like
yeah, that's
it's a good thing I brought my Tommy gun.
But anyway, back to that scene.
Also, Scarface.
Yeah.
It's all of them just reminded me of that, like
So-
a reference of a reference. But the dollar, like, because
you said it was based off something.
oh yeah, when that interview that we had saw when we first were discussing this movie, like talking about maybe doing it, was the director said he saw a picture from Black Dahlia, like from the
Oh,
events of
yeah.
that. And he was
That's why
like,
he brought this up.
Yeah,
Okay, yeah.
that's-
Before we were recording.
yeah. So it was like he was like, oh, I want to make a scene that shows that
Yeah, he's
how
like,
that
I wanna-
image
yeah.
became, and I'm like,
He's like, I want to reverse engineer the outcome of. This
I wish I didn't
photo.
know that going into it because I probably would have like
okay.
had less of a like disdain for it immediately. And then like I said, it was really mean spirited. Like it was like damn, like because she had Serena, so name girl's name,
Sienna.
had a bitchy friend and a nicer friend, and her
Yeah.
nicer friend kind of made like a bitchy comment, and then it was just like ruthless death, like
The
horrible,
worst.
mean spirited death. And I was like, oh my god.
It just never stopped. Like,
But that's like that. I get that's what the movie's going for. So that's why I didn't like judge it. But it's also like one of the least. I like without that, the movie I would actually be able to recommend this movie. Like you know what I mean? I was like,
I think. I feel like sometimes I prefer the like visual gags after the murders more than the murders themselves.
yeah,
So like when he was holding the clerk's head
Yeah.
as a decoration, and
That
then
was-
later when he gets the mom's head and he's like, "Oh, you guys want some candy?"
I know. Yeah.
And there was one-
Yeah.
there was-
yeah. I feel the exact same way.
Yeah, there was one thing I wanted to happen, and I'm glad they did it because I wanted like just a little fat kid to like, "Oh, candy," and him just like grab his arm and be like, "One." But he did it more like comedic, where the kid's like, "Oh, I want another candy." He's like, "No." He's like, "Just one."
So a lot of strengths, a lot better than the first movie. I will give it
Yeah,
that.
oh, yeah.
Significantly better.
It's a lot more entertaining than the first movie too.
But like it did drag on
Just
There's
way too much.
yeah, there's some scenes that drag on. Like
I'm happy they did bits like you said,
Yeah.
but like didn't just crop out the unnecessary story part. Like
there was one scene I was talking about in the car where they're at a party, and they cut to a scene. I don't know who it involves, maybe Art, maybe her brother, and then it cuts back to her at the party, and they're doing like that Batman Beyond dance.
it was
you
the
know the one
brother.
I'm talking
Yeah, it
about?
was
Yeah.
the brother.
So then she's like, "Hey, I'm gonna go get a drink," and she's like, "Okay," and then she leaves, and she gets a drink, and then she starts walking back, and some guy's like, "Hey, can I get a photo with you?" And she's like, "Sure," and then they take a photo, and that was the end of the scene.
yeah, that was
So
it.
you could have cut that whole thing out.
Not only that,
Maybe
but
it was like making her like, I'm starting to feel better. I don't know. I have no idea.
Yeah.
I honestly.
I was telling Raymond when I was watching the ending scene, I was like, this is just ridiculous. Like, it's going on for too long. When he's beating the kid with like the whip or whatever,
Yeah, the
he's
nine
beating
tails.
the kid for like 10 minutes. The sister shows up, beats her. She gets on top of the kid, then starts beating her for like 5 minutes. But it's like they're just like it's just.
What ruined the ending battle was the fact that she got resurrected, and so that's literally
What
the
ruined
worst
it
part.
for me is that she lasted underwater for like 10 minutes. That's what ruined it for
Yeah,
me.
she got resurrected.
No, as with that she stayed alive
Yeah, 'cause
underwater for 10 minutes. That's what.
Or
ruined
was
it
she
for
even
me.
underwater?
Who knows?
I feel like she was dead at that point. And
No,
then-
because the thing is like
That's
it's like
why
on the
symbolism-
border of death,
I
right?
don't know, dude.
She sees her mom, and it wasn't her mom, and it just happened to be
Oh,
some
that was-
weird
I enjoyed
ghoul,
that.
and that didn't lead anywhere either.
It was a little girl.
Was it?
Yeah.
It looked like a completely different person.
No, it was,
No,
it was a little girl.
it wasn't little girl. It was the mom.
No, the mom was the mom that she saw. Wasn't her mom. She's like, get away from her. It was a little girl.
I don't think it was
I don't
little
think it
girl.
was a little girl.
All right, well, I'm probably wrong. All right, we'll
go
see.
just go rewatch that scene because that was like a grown woman.
That was a grown ass
Yeah.
woman, yeah.
I was watching it at like 3.
Yeah.
But let's talk about this. What do you think? Where do you think they're gonna go in the third movie? Just a quick theory. Don't go into
No, I'll be
crazy.
quick. I think either the dad's gonna be an angel, and that's why he
Oh.
saw like visions of like he knew like this thing was gonna come to Earth.
You damn Catholic boy.
Yeah. Or
I'm going.
he is he was like whatever happened to him, like whatever started to possess him, he started seeing what he was gonna do, and like started drawing it out, like trying to prevent his own actions from
like
happening.
smile.
I don't know what do you mean by smile.
Remember, there's a scene in Smile where it's like they go to talk to like the wife. She had a husband. It's like, oh, he started drawing all these things. That he
Oh,
started
trying to
seeing.
avoid it. Okay, yes, that's what you mean. I was like, what? I was like,
Yeah.
yeah, okay, I forgot about that.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's what my theory. It has to be one of the two. Like, is there gonna be a Darth Vader thing where like Art ends up being their dad because all 3 of them are the ones who could see the little girl. I wasn't even trying to think too much of it. I was just watching the movie. I only watched it once. Usually I watch it like 3 or 4
Yeah.
times. Those are my theories. I'm probably wrong. Who knows?
Yeah.
Ray,
Oh,
mine-
what
Where do you hope the movie goes to?
I'm not hoping. I think that's what's gonna happen.
No.
Well, I hope and I think that's gonna happen is that in the third movie there's gonna be more than one clown. Obviously, in this one they introduced the little girl, but they're gonna introduce obviously like different kinds of like I guess monsters or something. What was that? What you
Little girl was the victim. What's his first victim?
Yeah.
Yeah, and
Uh-huh.
then Victoria at the end of the last one is now like a thing. So you think those are going to be his like
I think
his past kills are going to become the clowns? Is that what you're...
not clowns, but like different kind of entities. Like Victoria, she's like this disfigured like weird thing. The little girl is a clown. The mom is a clown now. You know, like the mom's a clown now. Yeah.
I didn't get that.
No, the mom. Well, how she appeared as like in the makeup and stuff.
No, I think that was just like a different thing.
All right. Well, hopefully all the victims will come back as clowns. All right. That's your.
That's
hope?
my that's
All
my.
right.
And then so like Art the Clown's gonna have his own little family. You know what I mean?
Okay, that's kind of
Yeah.
Get into little shindigs. Like
fun.
I don't
That-
think it needs it.
Dude,
I
I
don't
know, but
like,
can you imagine
Hey,
the
you
can
can't
you imagine the
like that,
gags?
dude. Nothing happened.
Can you imagine
no,
the
I'm saying,
gags in the movie though? If he has like a family, he's like a dinner scene or something with like his family and no one
No,
is
okay.
talking.
Now think of that, right? Right, but it's just him surrounded by people he just murdered.
Yeah,
And
but
you get the same effects.
no, but obviously they're dead.
I think so. Art the Clown obviously is, I think, the only good thing to come out of these films.
Yeah.
Like his mannerisms, his design, the character acting, like just build a film around him,
Mm-hmm.
right? Because obviously they don't care about stories.
No. hell
Well, you're
no.
talking about just a silent movie, which is him just.
No, not silent.
No,
movie,
he's silent.
like
mute,
follow
character.
him
Wally?
more than anyone else, and like obviously if you're gonna introduce more characters, like it's gonna take away from his screen time.
Mm-hmm.
Just give him more screen time.
They're always gonna have secondary characters. It's kind of like It's kind of like the Transformer movies. It's like it's a movie about Transformers, but they have to have some sort of human element to them. Like yeah, same thing with like the Sonic movie. It's a movie about like these hedgehogs, but they need to put like a human element to it. Like it always happens. Doesn't matter if it's like something that doesn't exist. They always need to put like some sort of human element.
Did
to
you
it.
guys like the little clown girl? I liked the little clown.
I
girl.
didn't
No.
like her. No.
No, I thought,
No.
I thought she was a nice
She didn't make
little
sense to me, and they're like, it was his first victim. I was like, okay.
Even less.
Should-
So what is that? What is that? How does that have to do with anything?
Yeah, even it makes even less sense.
I
to
just
me.
thought it was cool. I thought maybe I didn't real
Great father-daughter costume idea. Like I said, I think the good thing to come out of these
That's
were
pretty
the
good,
costumes.
actually.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like you're like, oh, this would be perfect for a Halloween costume.
Yeah.
That's it.
I'm glad that people enjoy the movie though. To be honest, it's like I'm
To
sure
each
it's-
their own, right?
Yeah, exactly. Because I'm like I can see how I didn't like it,
Mhm.
but I'm like I'm glad that something kind of spawned from it.
And the
People
good
get
thing,
some
the good thing about
jobs
this
and
movie
stuff.
that it actually made money in the theaters, not like the last one. So like I'm really hoping that with the third one, it gives it an even bigger budget. So
Maybe they
story-wise,
can afford a writer.
yeah, maybe they can afford a good writer.
I'm
you know
wondering
what
what the Rotten Tomato scores was, like the audience score versus the other.
I mean?
But other than that, I'm pretty sure we can call it now because I think we ran through the movie. That's it. Like, there's not much to it.
Bobby rating.
So it was 85% on Rotten Tomato and
Wow.
80% audience score.
That's pretty
Wow,
good.
damn.
The first one has like a 50%.
Yeah, it was like 53, I think.
Yeah.
So cool. I was teetering on like 5.5 and 6, and then after talking about this with you guys, I'm like, okay, 5.5.
Wow.
And I remember I say 5 is
Now keep in. Are you saying wow because you think it's higher or lower?
I
Because
think it's
you're
higher.
the one who's
no,
saying you're
yeah,
gonna
no,
recommend
it's higher. It's higher.
Oh, okay. All right, go.
But, I give it probably like a 7.5 because the story sucked. There's scenes. Well, no, there's scenes that drag. I'm like, what's the point of this? But there's
Kiss my
a
mic.
lot of no, but dude, there's a lot of scenes where I laughed so loud.
Yeah, me
I
too.
enjoyed it,
That's why I got bumped
and
up.
I was entertained for like 85% of the movie.
All right. I'm gonna argue after.
All right, I'll just give it a 5.
5. Why? Barely sufficient. Same as Feast.
Yeah,
All right.
like there's more of a story,
What
but
the
the
hell did I
story
confuse?
took a random like,
I don't remember.
oh, like it's mythical and magical. And
Yeah,
it's like,
I
why?
hated that too. I hated that
Like
too.
just randomly, they're like, the sword is magic. Your dad is a psychic. The clown is the devil.
But that's like 30% of the movie. That's like towards the end.
Yeah.
Then it's like, okay, I enjoyed most of the movie, so it's like I'm not gonna judge the movie for like the ending because I've seen a bunch of movies that the ending is just dog shit. But I'm like, it's a really good movie.
It was
you
it was
know?
a great ride, and then the ending
Yeah, exactly.
So better than the first, right?
Yes.
barely.
Barely. Because you get I get the first 4 last week.
I gave the first like what an 8, 7.
You expect me to remember what I said last week?
No, I'm
I
just
don't
saying
even
like
remember
the
what I
reason
said
why
yesterday.
mine the reason mine got bumped up was because of all those moments you said.
Yeah.
But I didn't think it carried the movie that well enough to be like, you get a C.
Exactly. I feel like all the
You
moments
get a
that we
D.
talked about this one, it carried the movie at least. You know.
The visual gags were good. The humor, the dark humor,
was so
was
funny.
really funny. I'm not
It
gonna
was so
lie.
funny,
Maybe
yeah.
we're just messed
I
up.
was
but like,
cracking
it was
up so much.
Maybe we need help.
Yeah, but I don't know. I don't know if this movie would have benefited from being shorter.
Yeah,
I think so.
I think so too.
Oh, we didn't even
It's
talk
like,
about the ending scene. That made no damn sense.
we don't need to talk about the ending scene.
You're talking about the end
the mid
credit
credit scene.
Oh. Yeah, it
make-
adds more confusion to the lore.
Yeah. All right.
They could have
There, it's
just
confusing.
they could have cut out that whole end credit scene, the mid credit scene, and just said like, Art the clown will return.
Yeah, it just to summarize the ending scene, like nothing in like 10 seconds. The disfigured woman from the first one gives birth to Art's head, and then like that's how it ends.
Oh yeah, and they're like she hearts art.
Yeah, as if
Vicky
like,
Hart's
yeah,
art.
Vicky
like
Hart's art.
she is. You're
Oh,
like,
yeah.
oh, they have some sort of relationship, and then she gives birth to his head, and it's like, what?
Yeah, demonic rebirth.
I don't. Yeah, exactly. It's like,
I feel like we should just mention it just to mention
yeah,
it.
I think they're just making these little like.
I'll be honest. You told me they're like, oh, there's an end credit scene, and I just forgot about it because when I finished the movie, I was like, okay, I'm done. Like I'm done with the movie.
Yeah.
And then randomly a YouTube video I was watching came on, and it was like, oh, like this is the end credit scene for Terrifier 2. I was like, I was supposed to watch that. I was like, let's watch this real quick.
See, I do.
But yeah,
I do
man.
like that.
I mean, I recommend it. You guys don't.
I would recommend it to people who I think can handle it, but I don't recommend it for like anyone else.
Like, who do you know who's like, you're like, yeah, like, yo,
You can hang. You can do this.
Yeah, that's why. Oh no, I wouldn't recommend it to just anybody. Obviously not. But if like you're like, hey, what's a good like bloody movie? I'm like, I got you. This is the one. You know?
yeah, Evil Dead 2013.
Oh yeah, Evil Dead.
Yeah, you're
See,
welcome. That
that's
was for you.
serious. That's serious
I don't
gore.
want to talk about Evil Dead for like.
That's score. That's serious
That's
score.
serious gore. But this one's just goofy gore, and it's just for shows.
All right, well, Grindhouseville. I guess we'll end it
Yeah.
there then.
All right, man.
Thank you for watching. You
that's
made
it.
it this far. What is it? You want to say like something neat? I don't know.
Something neat.
Yeah. Kick that like button.
Kick the like button.
I'm gonna edit this out.
Dog, we're still on YouTube. Am I
Please
still?
subscribe.
Yeah, please subscribe. Yes.
And like the video if you feel so inclined.
See how much I hate saying it? Feels good.
I feel,
Goodbye.
I feel like a sellout. Okay, bye.
Bye.